What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and I thought we'd take another look at Tsareena EX and the Icicle Soul attack, where for one Grass Energy, you can put damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon up to their remaining HP is 30. So no matter how many they have, whether it's 40 or 400, it's always just going to be placed to 30. And that's pretty cool, and I've seen it comboed with things like Frostlass and Monkey Dory and things like that, but I actually feel like that build's kind of a little bit too slow. And so what I've really enjoyed pairing it with is actually just Brute Bonnet and the Poison from the Toxic Powder, as where before, like the 10 damage on its own wasn't enough, and you had to combo it with Radiant Sneasler, and you can still do that, but one of the things that makes this deck even more powerful is actually the addition of the Perilous Jungle, where it's pretty much just Hisuian Sneasler as a stadium card. And so it makes it a lot easier to get the combo. You don't have to worry about like your Sneasler getting bossed up or anything like that. It just makes it a lot more consistent. And then also now with the addition of Pidgeot EX, we're really in a spot where Tsareena just is kind of always able to get set up and do a ton of damage and kind of get all the pieces that you need. And then the other last addition to the deck as like an update that I think has made it a lot stronger is actually the Unfair Stamp. Being able to set all the damage up, get your opponent weak, and then be able to just drop Unfair Stamp, make it so they can't really recover and get out of places is really big, especially too when we're taking a knockout like every single time we attack. And we also run the Panic Mask in case if for whatever reason we can't get ourselves set up. Sometimes just being able to place the Panic Mask, stall out for a turn, Icicle Souling something is really, really powerful and a great thing that we can do from there. One of the other things too for supporter cards is that we just run Irida, Iono, and a copy of Boss. We keep it really simple since really all we need is the Irida, and a lot of other supporters aren't totally necessary in this case, so we just want to make sure that we're kind of hitting Irida as fast as possible, getting to our Pidgeot, and then Pidgeot can kind of carry us the rest of the way. But yeah, that's kind of the list, guys. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list and any changes or alterations that you would make. And be sure to let me know how you're running the deck. Like I said, I know that a lot of people are running it with Frostlass. Personally, I think that build's just a little bit too slow. It just doesn't do enough. Where in between turns, they kind of just get to do too much, in my opinion. And you're only getting KOs when it's back to your turn, rather than like on the transition between turns. So personally, I just prefer this build. But I would be interested in experimenting a little bit more with it. Outside of that, any other announcements, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to let me know what decks you want to see next on the channel or any cards you want to see featured. I know that somebody asked for a Wish Cache build, and I've been looking into that card, trying to make it work. It's definitely an interesting one, so if I'm able to make it work, I'll definitely put the video out on that soon, but we're still in the testing phases for right now. And yeah, there won't be a community Discord tournament on this Saturday, unfortunately. I've been sick. I'm still kind of getting over it, so if my voice is a little bit off, that's why. So I won't be able to run that, so we're going to be pushing that to next week. But the community Discord is obviously open for anybody who wants to join it. It's down in the description below, along with the deck list for this video. So if you're interested in joining that, feel free to do so. And also, as the last announcement, I'm going to be making this announcement for the next little bit of time in the upcoming couple videos and things like that. If you're another Pokemon channel and you want to start doing like any form of collabs or anything like that, or doing content together, be sure to let me know. I'd love to do some like collaborative work with other content or with other like channels and stuff like that. I just think it'd be a lot of fun, and I want to just kind of join back with the give back to the community a little bit and kind of just get a little bit more into that. So yeah, if you're another YouTube channel for Pokemon content, be sure to reach out if you're interested in collabing, anything like that. You can reach me in the comments over Discord, or my email is also in the About tab on the channel. But yeah, that's it for all the announcements and things like that, and I'll see you guys in Game 1 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're in game number 1, and we're going to be going first. We open just Rotom, so not super ideal. Obviously, double rare candy can be okay later. If we get ourselves into... Oh. What is this? Alright, the fact that we got ourselves into Bounsweet actually makes that so much better. We'll instant charge here. We do get ourselves a Pidgey as well as an Unfair Stamp and an Energy. So pretty big. We see the Hisuian Growlithe alongside Snorunt. That's pretty cool. If I remember correctly, though, the problem with this deck is that it does, like, no damage. But I could be wrong. But I feel like I remember that being the problem. They get Irida, so that can get them a Frostlass if they want to. But they can't evolve on this turn, so it would make sense if they just go like Buddy Poffin and another Snorunt from hand. Oh, they just go Snorunt with Hyper Aroma for the next turn. That's not a bad play. There's the Monkey Dory for a little bit of extra damage. We'll see. There's a Buddy Poffin for one more Growlithe. Yep. Well, we're burned, but it doesn't really matter. We get to keep our Rotom for right now, which is actually even better for us if I'm being completely honest. As long as we don't get bossed here, we can go ahead and Irida. Grab ourselves this, and we will grab ourselves. We could go just straight Buddy Poffin here. I feel like that's not a bad idea. Because we already have the Rare Candy. So we can just drop Rare Candy here. Go ahead and Buddy Poffin. Grab ourselves an extra Bounsweet. And an extra Pidgey just in case. And now we're set up for next turn, as long as we don't get reshuffled, which I don't think they will do. Perfect. So on the next turn, what we can do is Irida. That will find us the Ultra Ball. So we can go for a Pidgeot. Get that, evolve. We can search out, we can place down the Perilous Jungle, search out our, what does this even do? If your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, the attack does 90 more damage, so like 120. Oh, they did Iono. That's so sad. Oh, that still worked out for us. We're going to do pretty much the exact same plan. We are weak to fighting, though, so we're going to fall a little bit behind prize cards-wise, at least for this first moment, but overall it won't be that bad. Because like I said, we're going to be able to get our Pidgeot out guaranteed. And yeah, it's like the biggest problem with this deck is that it just doesn't do enough damage. Does this... Oh, cool. So we got the Ultra Ball anyway. So what we can actually do here is just grab this. And we'll grab ourselves the Nest Ball. What we can do is go ahead and Ultra Ball away 2 energy for now. Grab ourselves the Pidgeot. We can Rare Candy to put our Pidgeot in play. We can Nest Ball, get ourselves the Brute Bonnet. And then from here, what we can do is Quick Search. And get ourselves We could Seal Stone, since we are going to end up losing out on our Rotom. So we may as well play it now and actually get some sort of use out of it. So we'll Star Alchemy here. And we'll use it to grab our Switch, actually. Because I just thought of a play. We can actually bring Tsareena in. We'll place the energy here so that way we can drop kick later. But can I just go Icicle Soul, place this to its last bit of damage? It'll freeze and Charlotte. Right, it's gonna leave it with 10. But I'm pretty positive I can just heal myself every turn. Yeah, if they make one more Frostlass. Yeah, I'm just going to be able to heal myself with Trop Kick over and over. What does that do? Let me read your card. Draw 2 cards. If your active Pokemon is Hisuian, draw another 2 cards. That's okay. I feel like... I don't know. Is that good? I don't think so. 20... Yeah, so that's going to get KO'd in between turns. Then what we can do from here is we'll just go ahead and quick search. We'll just grab ourselves the Iono for now. Go ahead and drop that. Reshuffle their hand. Cool. Place that down. Not that it really matters right this second, but it'll be okay for later. Place the energy here. We'll drop the Panic Mask. And then we can just go ahead and Trop Kick. And just start healing ourselves a little bit. We're going to get the second KO from the Monkey Dory in the back that's about to get KO'd from their own Frostlass. They do get a KO on the Rotom, but it's not really the biggest deal to us. We remain even in prize cards, and we have the Unfair Stamp in hand. So my main thing is, like, I feel like I can just do enough damage that, like, if I'm just taking a KO on this every turn, they're not going to be able to heal themselves, or not heal, but, like, replace everything faster than I already KO'd it. There's the Lars Aid, or Lauren's Aid. It's a really cool card art. It's cute. They go Arcanine. Dark Energy. And they're not gonna, like, get anything from this turn. Then after we just drop this, we can go ahead and Unfair Stamp. We're just gonna end up healing everything. Till we can find boss and just knock this back out. Yeah, there needs to be a better way to get damage on these pieces. So for now, we'll just play this down. We can go ahead and drop... Oh, it's not going to work because it's in between turns. I'm learning so much. We'll take this. We'll just grab ourselves with the boss at this point. Because they don't really accomplish anything if their Monkey Dory just keeps getting knocked out. We'll just go ahead and drop kick, heal the 30 damage that we already took. Get the KO on that. Advance in prize cards. Yeah, we still have so much time. And we only need 3 turns. I've made a lot of misplays in this game, but I'm definitely learning, so that's good. I'm kind of learning how some of these interactions work. There's a boss's orders of their own. Them eliminating this from the board works out for me because it does allow me to actually stamp. There's another Nest Ball. So, what do they just run 4 in deck? Or do they just run 3? I think they just run 3. So, there's Frozen Shard. We don't have a way to actually switch these. But I could Lost Vacuum, KO myself, bring myself back in. I think that's honestly what I'm going to do. So we'll take this, remove it, KO myself, bring this in. Then what I can do from here is drop the Iono. Put us back to 3 each. I'll be able to quick search. Find myself my Tsareena. Evolve. Place the energy down. Drop kick again to continue to heal. Getting the KO. Taking another prize, which gives me the Ultra Ball. And they can only place 1 energy this turn, so I only have to worry about 30 damage coming off of one of these. And this is going to be, what, 120? So like 150 in total, which isn't enough. I could even retreat this out if I wanted to. And I only need 2 more knockouts. Which, yeah, what I'll probably end up doing is just retreating this out. So I can bring this in. But we're at an HP total where even after this, if I heal for 30... I think I'm still a 2-hit KO regardless. And I only need 2 KOs after this anyway. So I definitely am going to win this, but this has been a weird matchup because I don't really... Like, I'm definitely learning how this deck works. So there's the Frozen Shard. So I think from here my best play would just be to retreat. Bring this in. We'll drop Irida grab this. And grab the Rare Candy for now. We can go ahead and quick search. We'll hold on to this, just keeping it in hand at all times in case it becomes relevant. Actually, let's just grab the energy for now. That way we can use this if we absolutely have to. And then from here, like I said, we'll just drop kick. Take the KO. We only need one more KO to end the game. There's our other quick search. So even if they boss up the Pidgey and try to like hold us in place, we can always Rare Candy to it and retreat out. And they can't take both KOs on this same turn. I guess they could. They'd have to evolve, boss this up, attack into this, and move, and have the dark energy to place this down and move 60 damage counters over to this, then pass turn. Them not putting damage counters on this, like, rogue Pidgey, though, is kind of a bad play. Like, they could have had... Alright. So they ended up doing it, but, like, way too late. Oh, there's the dark energy. If one of the last two cards in their hand is boss, that'd be so crazy. They already played one. Did they draw it off their prize cards? Alright, Iono. So, they didn't get the boss. They could look for a counter catcher off their top two cards. Looks like they didn't, which means we do win the game. We made so many misplays this game. But that's just bound to happen when you're playing against a deck that, like, you don't play against. You're just gonna end up making mistakes sometimes, but that's okay. The important part is, like, we learned and we adapt during the game to make it so that way our misplays didn't punish us as bad as they, like, probably should have. So we can go ahead and just drop kick here. Take the final prize card. And though I'm not totally happy with my play, that's going to be game number 1 closed out. But, I mean, I don't know. That was something that was kind of cool, though. Like, we had to kind of learn to adapt because we made a whole bunch of misplays early into the game, kind of not thinking super thoroughly. And so we were able to kind of put it back together and kind of get a better understanding of the deck as it went on. And, you know, make some adaptations, not focus on the Icicle Soul and actually focus on the drop kick part of the card and not get too tunnel visioned and things like that. So that was good. Obviously things could have went a lot better, but I really like the Arcanine art there, actually. But yeah, that's going to be game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a moment, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2. We're going to be going first, and we're going to not make as many misplays in this game. We open Bounsweet, we do have Buddy Poffin, as well as a Nest Ball, and Irida in hand, which is all very good for our following turn. We also have the Ancient Booster Capsule in hand as well. So if we open like another... Ooh, we see the Rotom V. If we see a second Nest Ball, that'd be great. Unfortunately, we're not going to. We're going to go double Bounsweet here. And then we'll go Nest Ball for our own Rotom, just to get as many pieces as possible. Unfortunately, our Rotom is prized, so we won't be doing that. We're just going to go ahead and grab the Brute Bonnet immediately. We can go ahead and hold off for now on attaching the Booster Energy Capsule. just because we don't want it to get vacuumed immediately and then have to find another one. It would be kind of annoying. So we'll get as much use out of it as possible on our upcoming turn. I had to yawn for a second. One of the things that we'll end up looking to do here is we can go Irida, grab ourselves the Rare Candy and the Tsareena. What would be super ideal here is if we can top deck into a... If we can top deck into an Earthen Vessel, that would be great. If we can top deck into just sort of an energy in general, that would be also ideal. There's a couple other draws that we have the option to get into that would all be pretty good for us. If we drew into just the Rare Candy just straight up, that would also be pretty big. We are... Why did they take out the second Rotom? So we're up against Miraidon, but the second Rotom is definitely a very odd choice. And they attached an energy to it. Is this not Miraidon? Is this the Rotom toolbox deck? Is that what we're... Oh, okay, just straight Tsareena. Not super ideal, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and place this down. I have the option of going Rare Candy here, but unfortunately it doesn't really help me in the sense that I don't get anything from it. So I actually just want to go ahead and Iono and see if I get more value. It's definitely a more reckless play, but I think it's the one I have to make, and it paid out pretty decently. So we can go ahead and Rare Candy. We'll drop the energy onto the Bounsweet in the back. We can go ahead and grab ourselves, for now what I want to do is I want to grab myself the Tsareena and evolve on the bench, and then I can pass. The main reason for this is that if I evolve to the active, like, it doesn't really help me. But what it does allows me to do is that on my next turn, if I Irida, I don't have to grab myself the Earthen Vessel. And so that is kind of going to make a difference. So it's definitely the Rotom Lost Box deck. Or like Lost Toolbox drop thing. There's the EXP share. This is really cool. I'm really excited to see kind of how this deck works, because I haven't played against it before. I've only seen it on, like, Twitter. Play any number of tool cards from your discard pile. In a lost zone, this attack does 40 more damage for each. So there's 1, 2. We'll definitely be able to start taking KOs on the next turn. But I'd love if they knocked out my active. I'm curious, I don't remember. Is there a way for this deck to put the tools from the Lost Zone or anything like that, like, back into the deck somehow? Because otherwise, don't you just run out of... Like, wouldn't you just run out of damage really quickly? Like, you'd be able to do, like, one big drop, but after that, like, wouldn't you just run out? So, like, right now they're only doing, what is this, an additional 80? Because it's 40 for each one. So they're only going to be doing 160. I guess they get a lot of value out of the TMs, right? So they can get a whole new one powered up. This works out really well for me. Because I can just Pidgeot, grab myself, especially if they're not going to KO me because they're going to go Turbo Energy. These last two games have been really fun. Like, I made a lot of misplays in the game 1 because I didn't understand the deck, and I feel like I'm gonna be I'm gonna end up doing that again in this game, because like I'm gonna have to kind of learn what this deck can do and kind of anticipate it. But it's really exciting. Like, I feel like I don't run into these kind of like random decks on the ladder that often. So I don't know if it's just because like the ladder just reset or what, but it's definitely very interesting. So I'll grab myself the Tsareena. I don't need the Rare Candy because I already, like, prepped one. But since I have the one in the active still, I'm going to go ahead and just do this anyway. That way, I still have the one on the bench prepared for when this one gets knocked out. Then what I can do is just go ahead and quick search for now. And grab myself the Sneasler. Place that down, drop the Toxic Powder, Icicle Soul, and we'll place the damage onto the active. That'll get KO'd in between turns. We get to take 2 damage, or 2 prize cards. We get another Pidgey and a Panic Mask. The Panic Mask's not as important, since we do have all our stuff set up. And then one of the cool things, actually, is the fact that EXP share doesn't work. Very similar to how in the last game, how we learned how the Frost damage and stuff like that didn't trigger the Unfair Stamp. It's the same way that like our poison damage in between turns doesn't trigger EXP share. So they actually don't get the energy there, so they're gonna have to find one in hand in order to get their attacks off. We don't see any other Rotoms, so which means one's prized. Funny that we both have a Rotom in the prize cards. They can use their V-Star power to discard and start drawing. Grant. Oh, it's just to discard cards, right? Like, it allows you to discard 2 cards from your hand to place it back in. So you're not actually looking for the damage part of it. You're just looking to be able to discard the 2, get more tools in your discard pile. I guess that's the plan. They have 1, 2, 3. So, like 120. 120 plus 8, so 200. I guess that's not a bad. It'd be 210 because they have Zapdos. But they didn't get into the energy, clearly. But that's fine, because we can just Pidgeot for the boss, pull this back up, get that knocked out. Require them to have to find their V-Star and an energy in order to set this one up and attack with. I guess hitting for 210 isn't that bad, especially if it's only 3 tools. Oh, they're going to concede. That's so sad. I would have loved to play that out and kind of like got to see more of what they're running and like more of how that deck is. If anybody has a list for a deck like this, definitely let me know, because I'd love to cover it and kind of edit it and work on it, because I think that's a really cool concept that I only kind of saw randomly on Twitter. But yeah, alright, that's gonna be game number 2, very short one, so we'll jump into game number 3 real quick, and I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 3. Our opponent's gonna be going first. We are going to mulligan this hand away. We'll see what we're up against. Hopefully something wacky to continue the trend. We get Bounsweet. We do have the Irida. What's also nice is like we have the Town Store for next turn. We have the Earthen Vessel. So we're in an okay position. to be able to set ourselves up. But we'll see what we're up against. We're up against Raging Bolt. Not a terrible matchup. Oh, we're not against... Man, I do that so often. I mean, I guess I couldn't be blamed there, though. But, like, I'll say it's Raging Bolt, and then it's Regidrago. So, we get a second Bounsweet, which is nice. Then what we can do is go Irida. We will Irida here for a Buddy Poffin. We'll Buddy Poffin for double Pidgey, just in case something were to happen. Actually, we'll just set it up like that. Yeah, that's fine for now. Then we'll go Earthen Vessel with the Switch, because I won't really need that. Take 2 more cards out of our deck. Go ahead and place this down. We'll hold onto the Town Store for right now, as well as the Pokégear. Since the reason for that is that we just want to increase our odds of hitting the, hitting what we need from the Pokégear as much as possible. And the easiest way we're going to do that is by not only, drawing through our deck. Also, that's another reason why. The fact that they can potentially Irida means that we don't want to play down the Pokégear and things like that yet, because of the fact that had we done it right and we hit what we were looking for, not only is the supporter that we were looking for at the bottom of our deck, which obviously we don't want, that's pretty sad, but also we don't have the Pokégear to be able to use later on in the game. So we obviously don't want that to happen. We see one energy switch. Playing Giratina V for the Shred. Cool art. I don't really agree with the Capturing Aroma. Kind of surprised they haven't found any of their... There's the Earthen Vessel. I'm kind of surprised they haven't found any of their Ogerpons. There's an Ultra Ball that'll be able to find them one. Interesting that they got rid of the energy, though. You would feel like they'd want to hold on to that. Because at bare minimum, they could use one to search, one to attach. Go Superior Energy Retrieval, discard a different one for 2? Why? They didn't even discard, a dragon they'd want in the discard. They just gave away a boss and a Superior for 2 energies they can't use right now. They could have had that exact same play by just not discarding the random energy earlier. Definitely a weird play. So what we'll do here is that we'll evolve the Tsareena in the back. We'll drop down this. We'll go ahead and place this down as well as this. Then what we can do is go Star Alchemy. Star Alchemy can grab ourselves the Irida. Irida will grab ourselves the Tsareena and the Rare Candy. We can Rare Candy the Pidgeot. Use the Pidgeot to quick search. Grab ourselves another Rare Candy. And we'll build the other Tsareena on the bench. And then we can instant charge for 3 more cards. Now, if this Bounsweet doesn't get KO'd on this turn, 1, I'd be surprised. But 2, we can just manually attach an energy to it and switch it out. We'll obviously have to worry a bit about the Dracopult EX attack that's about to come our way, and we'll have to see where they decide to drop the damage counters. But the benefit here is that we are going to be able to Pidgeot in order to find ourselves... We'll be able to find ourselves the Ancient Booster Capsule. And with them knocking out the Bounsweet, it opens up bench space for our Sneasler. We get ourselves another energy. So we can place that down, place the Sneasler down, grab ourselves our booster. Go ahead and play that. We can go ahead and Toxic Powder. And Icicle Soul. KOing this and pretty much ending the game because there's really going to be nothing they can do at that point. We're going to be able to take a knockout per turn. We get a Rare Candy in our jungle, which is fantastic. Plus the fact that we already have this Steenee pretty much good to go. We can quick search out a new Tsareena at any time we want. Place that. As long as we have this on board and this, we're KOing everything no matter what. If they boss up our Radiant Sneasler or whatever, then we can just place the jungle. And if they boss this up and knock it out, that's totally fine because we can just replace it and then search out our other booster capsule. We're going with another Ogerpon. Interesting they didn't go Dracopult V to try to build a new one. Oh, they're just going energy switch, so they're just trying to get damage off. The problem with the Ogerpon is that it really is just like a support mon. Like, it does no damage. Like, if you're not hitting for weakness, it's really doing nothing. We'll go ahead and Toxic Powder. And from here, what we'll do is just kind of secure the game. Obviously, we can just attack, and that'll put us in a position to end the game. But we want to play out these last few turns just so that way everything is as good as we can get it to be. So now we're secure. Place that down. We'll pass our turn. In between turns, we get the KO. They have 2 cards, and pretty much everything on their board is worthless. So this is going to be an easy game number 3. We even get ourselves another Tsareena. Obviously, our opponent bricked here a little bit, which is definitely unfortunate. Like, but I also don't feel like they played the best. Like, their sequencing was not very good, and I definitely feel like it cost them. Like, they should have picked this research back up, like, much sooner. If they were just going to discard everything anyway, like, there was no real benefit there. It was so much better for them when they were picking up their 2 cards to just pick up the research and go from there. Cool. So they boss just to kind of switch us out, but honestly, it doesn't really matter, because again, the power of Pidgeot, just being an absolutely broken card, means that we can go... We don't have a switch. Did I miss it? That's so annoying. Oh, I already used it. Oh yeah, I discarded it at like the start of the game. Oh, that's so sad. Whatever. We'll play down the jungle. No, I didn't really need to search it, but I didn't have to really search anything. We'll place the damage, or rather the energy here, and we'll just go ahead and instant charge, I guess. We don't have a way to retreat it for now, but we're going to be doing 50 damage in between turns, so this kind of works out for us. It can't ever attack, so it doesn't really matter. They'll deck out way before we do, even if we both just sat here. They run 4? Weird choice, but okay. So they can draw 1 here, manually attach. They'll have to find themselves another energy switch, but also they have to find themselves another Drake. Wait, why did they get rid of their V again? Because let's assume they play 3, and that 1 isn't prized. Is the other one just still already in hand? It can't be, right? There's an Iono. Yeah, that doesn't really matter to us, but... I mean, it stops them from decking out a little bit sooner. Helps them potentially find their V. We go Jamming Tower. That's fine by us. What we'll do from here is we'll quick search. And we'll just go ahead and grab another jungle. Bump that just to amp the damage. And then from here, we'll just start placing energy down. And we'll manually retreat if we have to. Like, this is going to be a very slow, arduous process, but, like, that's fine. As soon as they KO us, we're back into the we win the game. We have double Tsareena built, so there's nothing that they can really do to stop us. Like, even if they boss one up, it won't really matter. They still have to find their Drake, the Regidrago V-Star. Yeah, they're gonna have to Super Rod, I assume. Let's assume one's prized at this point, because they haven't found it. They're gonna put both back in the deck out. Nope. They put 1. I guess only 1 matters, but you want the best chance of drawing it as possible. Alright, so they KO that. We'll bring in our healthy one. We'll throw down the Panic Mask for fun. And we'll just go ahead and Nest Ball. Bring out our new Brute Bonnet. Throw down the Booster Capsule. Toxic Powder. Pop, pop. And then from here, Icicle Soul. Actually, technically, I don't even need to. I could just hit for 180, and that would also KO it after the damage. Which is also another thing that's kind of cool. But yeah, that's going to be game number 3. We're taking down Raging Bolt pretty easily. Or, not Raging Bolt. I spent so much time looking at it, I forgot. Regidrago V-Star. Though, in fairness, our opponent really did not sequence or play that very well at all. Which is kind of a running theme today. But a lot of weird, a lot of fun decks, so definitely had fun with it. Nice that I got to play Tsareena into just kind of some random stuff, and it was pretty enjoyable. My throat kind of hurts, and I'm still sick, so I'm going to call it there. Talking a lot is not the best feeling right now. But I wanted to make sure I got this video out for you guys. So thank you guys all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to let me know what you want to see next on the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you are another Pokemon content creator and you want to do some collaborative stuff, feel free to reach out. Definitely looking to do more of that in the future. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube-y stuff, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.